wherever you are. And there are some seats still available on this side. We can move chairs as well. So. LaShawn, are you ready? So what we're going to do, I'm going to just tell you, since we didn't have a place to post it, I'm just going to tell you what the agenda looks like for the day. The first thing we're going to do, LaShawn is going to come back and talk a little bit about the history of the Dominicks and Dominicks location. First of all, did everyone have a good time meeting your neighbors? Yes, good, good. I met some new people too. I'm really happy about it. So again, I'm glad we did not miss this opportunity to come closer and strengthen as a community. It's really great. So LaShawn is going to talk first about the history of the Dominicks location. Then we're going to have Mary Stevenson come up and talk briefly about the community garden on 75th and Coles. Then we're going to have our urban designer extraordinaire, Ava Sinclair, is going to give you a great presentation on the demographics of South Shore and how to start thinking about what is possible given what resources we have. And then we're going to end after Ava. Okay, and then we're going to have Tianda Wirtz from the South Shore Chamber of Commerce come and greet you all for the afternoon. We're going to, we won't quite close because we'll have a closing after this, but then Val Bree will come up from the South Shore Planning Coalition and talk about our call to action and the two task force that we're creating coming out of this meeting. We'll have an opportunity for people to make very brief announcements about things that they're doing in the community, so we'll make sure that other people in the room find out about some of the other great initiatives that are happening in South Shore, and then we'll do our closing. Okay? Sound good? Any questions about the agenda?
The time frame.
3:30 is when it's okay, right? No later than 3:30. Yes, so we're going to keep it moving, don't you worry. Okay? All right, so here we go.
Thank you. Just a little bit of background information about the Dominicks, just so that we know about that standing corner on 71st and Jeffrey. The Dominicks was something that was fought for a long time in the communities, just so that we could have a large branded grocery store that would offer the types of services, including a bakery and all the other things. Since, South Shore, once upon a time, had butcher stores and bakeries throughout the community. And once those things had disappeared, we had become a food desert. And with the Dominicks, when it did arrive, it offered a lot of the variety of groceries that was needed in the community. And believe it or not, considering how it has earned a reputation over the most recent years as one of the least desirable Dominicks in the city, it was one of the higher performing Dominicks in the city. So please know that any grocery store should be coming and knocking on our doors to want to place their grocery store in our community. And because of a lot of the media output in the South Shore community, we have the reputation of being a community that does not spend our money on these types of things, where a larger grocer or any retailer for that matter would want to come into the community. That is not true. Unfortunately, if you want organic foods, typically a lot of people go down to Hyde Park or even to the South Loop, and then we've discovered other grocers that are nowhere near our community. About a year and a half ago, I discovered Mariano's. And even though I've been spending my money outside of the community, because when I was working downtown, I'd go do my grocery shopping or whatever, Dominicks was still a high-performing store. But they still never fixed that doggone door in the front of the store. That kept, almost hit you in the buns on the way out the door. It is up to us to make sure that we have a quality grocery store that offers organic foods, that offers affordable foods, and offers what we would like to have in our community, and offers local products. So just about a year ago, we found out by surprise that a company came in and bought that entire Jeffrey Plaza. And this was to our surprise. It was announced after the purchase. As a matter of fact, typically what they would need to do is come and speak to our alderman, come before the community and see what our needs are, see what our interests are. But it was just such a quick thing, we just found out after the fact. So now that we have this new company, we need to make sure that they understand what our needs are as a community. But we also have to understand what our options are, okay? So that's one of the reasons why we are here. And we need to be discussing, if any of you can bring any input for different grocery stores that you might be interested in and things like that. Remember, this is the largest single piece of commercial property in the South Shore area. So if you would, that's going to be Ava?
No, I'll tell you.
Okay, so Mia Henry is going to come next, but please do be ready to plan, be ready to be in touch with everybody, because everybody here is going to get to know everyone, and you all are going to be the ones who are going to make the difference in this community and determine what grocery store, if we can help it.
So, this is all about food justice and food access for our communities, right? And not only, we can't just depend on big boxes to provide our food and provide our nutrients, we can also grow our own food and learn how to do that. We should probably know how to do that, right? And go back to the beginning, if you will. And one of the people who really worked on bringing community gardening to South Shore is Mary Steenson. So I want to introduce her and the possibilities of growing our own food before we get into the possibilities for better food access overall. Mary? Okay, yeah, she's trying to use it. Oh, you're using it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It was up, but then my laptop went to sleep. So we need to do another scan. I already fixed that.
I'm sorry. What was it, Amy? What was it, Ava? I didn't know. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, while we're trying to figure out the IT here, the AV stuff, this presentation was actually created for a meeting at the South Shore Cultural Center a week or so ago. But I was asked to bring it to you, not so much with the emphasis on the garden, but on the emphasis of community involvement. We started these gardens with a handful of people, figuring we could do something here, anything. And eventually, what we have so far has involved at least 300 people. So it's amazing how many people are willing to step up once they know there's something to do. And that's what this meeting is all about. Hey, are we ready to roll yet?